Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all well this morning. We are going to start with the cryptocurrencies. I don't know if you have heard about what happened with the so-called Squid Games cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency within a week went from zero to about 2,800 US in terms of value and crashed all the way down to zero in just a matter of a week. So you can imagine how much people have lost with the cryptocurrencies. So as much as the cryptocurrency is a good investment, there are going to be a lot of cryptocurrencies that come up into the space, but the difficulty will be to determine which one is valid and which one is a scam. There's always be something like that. So with that Squid cryptocurrencies, from that exchange, people were able to deposit money, but were never able to withdraw the money. So some people lost a lot of money with that. It was a scam, and the scammers apparently went off with about 3.3 million US dollars. All right, so that's always going to be the challenge. That is what happened. That's what's trending in the news currently. Squid Games cryptocurrencies. Right, let's look at the cryptocurrencies. We'll start with the cryptocurrencies. Let's start with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we're currently at 63,000, just about 4,000 US dollars shy of the previous high of 67,000. We're still expecting that to continue pushing to the upside. Right, so let's have a look here on, it is crazy stuff indeed, crazy stuff. Yeah, so we've got this three-wave pullback here on Bitcoin. I'm gonna go to the overall picture now. We've got this three-wave move to the upside. We expected this to come and retest the previous highs. So two things are going to happen at this level. Either we're going to make one more move down and then a continuation to the upside, or we're just going to break straight up and go from there. Okay, so for now, what is happening? Are we getting a, so this is another possibility, which does not seem to be playing out at this stage. There's another possibility like that, we're going to get a WXY corrective structure. But what is happening here is that we are seeing a continuation pattern as far as the indicator is showing us. So we are seeing that continuation pattern. We're going to look at that in the 1 hour as well. So as far as the 4 hour is concerned, we are well above 50 here. Although we are at the top here, let's have a look at what the 1 hour is doing to see what the direction is and see which structure this is going to make. On the 4 hour, you can see that we've got a setup for more upside. So we're still going to see more upside on Bitcoin. That is our flag. That is our three-wave corrective structure here. So that means the move to the upside to go retest the previous highs at 65,000 is still intact. That is a setup here. We've got this as right, still right above 50 on the 1 hour. We've reset it at the bottom. So we can still have a short move back to 67,000 as before we get that flat correction in the bigger structure, in the bigger degree. So let's have a look here. So far, this is what we're getting. And we're expecting this to come around this level. If we do get that structure, this structure, then we've got a flat. Okay, if we've got that as a flat, then there's a possibility for Bitcoin to retest these lows here. We get a blue box and we'll take it up higher. Otherwise, if we break up higher, if we break out of the previous highs, we will expect a continuation pattern here, and that is where we're going to get our setup to the upside. Now, let's have a look at the bigger structure here on Bitcoin. Let's have a look at it on the 4 hour. So since the September correction here, the September correction, where we focused the move to the upside here, we have rallied in what looks like 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could be still looking for this one to go for a 5. Now, besides that, we have been looking at this one to be the wave 1 and 2, and now we're looking for this to be going for a wave 3. Now, if this is going for a wave 3, that means this is only a wave 1, 2 in the lower degree, and we're still going to see much more upside. So we've got the 5 waves up here. We're looking for this to push slightly up higher. So we may retest the previous highs here again with these 5 waves, come back for a wave 2 here, and then we start pushing to the upside. Okay, so that is what we're looking at Bitcoin. So far, we are bullish, and you may see this break out of the all-time highs again, but we will expect this to give us a bit of a deeper correction before resuming a move to the upside. Let me just refer you back to the chart on the website. So look at that. Bitcoin chart. So this is Bitcoin. So if you look at this, from the start of July, after the bigger crash on wave 4, we're looking at this one to be a wave 2. So what you're seeing here now is the wave 3 that I was talking about. So far within that wave 3, we've got what looks like 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 5th wave could be the one that breaks the previous high here. Let me just draw it cleanly here. That was the previous high at 64,000. We've already made a new high here. We've already made a new high above 64, and we're looking at this to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Okay, so we're looking for this one to retest that level here with 5 waves, pulls back. So that is with the five waves that we're looking at. So just make note that these 5 waves that I've just done on the purple one will be only a wave 3, this wave 3 that we're looking at here. So the levels here are not up to scale as far as wave 3 is concerned. So we may even go up higher. So that's why Bitcoin has got the potential to even go as high as 100,000 with the next move. So that's what we're going to be looking at on Bitcoin. So we're going to be anticipate all this continuation pattern. This one is too small if you're not already in the trade, at least from here. So this is a 1 hour setup, as you've seen, which can just come up to this level, come back down and push to the upside. Either that or we push to the upside straight. Ethereum, we've tested the all-time highs on Ethereum, similar structure to Bitcoin. And this looks like 5 waves as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Ethereum. Is the divergence on the RSI between this wave 3 and 5 on Ethereum that we're looking at? If there is divergence, then that is a valid wave. That is a valid 5 wave structure. Because remember, as the rule, between 3 and 5, we need to have divergence between the price and the RSI. If we don't have divergence, then that means that count is not correct and we don't have a wave 5 here. So let's have a look at these 5 waves here and see how they are playing out after that July crash there. Let's have a look at the RSI. So if you look at this is the high. We've just tested the previous high. This is the high, and it looks like we do have divergence. So we can have this one pulling back here in 3 before we resume to the upside. So that's what we're going to be anticipating, a break out of the previous all-time highs as far as Ethereum is concerned, and then we look for a 3-wave pullback. So let's have a look at the whole structure here on Ethereum. Let's go weekly. So looking at Ethereum on the weekly, we still have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are going for a 5. So there's a possibility to go as high as 14,000 as far as Ethereum is concerned. We are currently in this wave 5. The only thing that we need to confirm is that this breaks the previous highs. Remember, the previous highs on Ethereum was around the beginning of the year. In about so around May, we had the all-time highs on Ethereum. We're currently at all-time highs area, so we just need to confirm that this is going to break out straight, and then we're going to get a pullback and then upside. But essentially, we are currently in the 5th wave as far as the weekly chart is concerned. This whole thing here is wave 5, and we are looking for this to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we're still going to see Ethereum push up higher. So that's what we are looking for here. We just need to get out of the current structure. The current structure, which is this one. So any move above this that pulls back, that means that structure has been validated, and that is all the correction that we needed for us to get to the new highs as far as Ethereum is concerned. Litecoin similarly on the weekly, we've got this one making 1, 2, 3 to the upside there. So this could be a wave 3, 4, and a 5 as far as Litecoin is concerned. 1, 2, 3 here would have been the move here. So let's have a look at the actual chart on the daily on Ethereum. So you can see the not Ethereum, Litecoin rather. This is the weekly chart on Ethereum. Let's have a look at the daily because that's too high level. There we go. So we are currently in this move. We're trying to get this move to wave 3. So you'll see that the wave 3 in the yellow degree is missing, but essentially that is what we're looking at there. We're looking for this one, two. We're looking for this to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here in the red degree. So that is the structure we're looking at on Ethereum. We're looking for this to be making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So that's what we're looking for on Litecoin. So what is the lower degree structure telling us? Let's give a look at the 4-hour. Are we getting continuation to the upside? So for us to confirm continuation to the upside on Litecoin, we need to break out of this structure. So far, it is still bullish. We have made this corrective structure, which we focused to reverse from the blue box, which it has, and we could be continuing to the upside with another 5 waves to the upside there. We just need to break the recent highs at about 210 on Litecoin. But essentially, all cryptocurrencies are looking bullish with this 1, 2, 3. That is the structure that we have, and then upside there. That is Litecoin. XRP. So XRP, you can see that structure that we've been looking at, the 3 waves into the blue box. We are now at the previous highs. Are we going to break above this? If we break above this, we're going to see much higher prices on Ripple, because we've started with this. This is a bigger correction, so we should see an even bigger move to the upside as far as Ripple is concerned, which can even go and retest the previous highs at about $2 on Ripple. So the structure here is this on Ripple, which could be 1. So we can have this one coming to retest the top here, coming back for 1, making a flat, going back up to the previous highs at 2, bigger structure, and then upside. Or we can just go straight up from here, which will mean that this would have been all the correction that Ripple needed for more upside. So then we'll look for that to push to the upside. So far, that structure is playing out nicely. We are breaking out. Any pullback, we'll look for Ripple to go at least above 1.4. Dogecoin is still a bit messy. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. So as much as we are bullish the rest of the cryptocurrencies, we've got this move, we've got this, which can do that on the 4-hour and push to the upside as far as Doge is concerned. But currently the structure in the lower degree is still a bit messy. Let's see how this plays out. But if I'm looking at the bigger structure on Dogecoin, I'm looking at this to be 1, 2, 3 there, 1, and this is a flat here, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. Can we get this one to be a 1, 2, 3 back here and then upside? So if I have to draw these according to the correct degrees, you've already seen that that is, we're looking at as 3 waves, then we could be looking at this one to be making 1, 2, 3 to back to the previous highs there, or this could be the move here. Let's show that move in a different color. 1, 2, 3. Both of them with 3 waves, both of them with 3 waves, both of them with 3 waves. So if we do get a 3-wave structure here, we can still push up to about 50 cents as far as Dogecoin is concerned. ADA. So ADA, we're still looking at this corrective structure here. This is a 3-wave move. This is a move up. This is another 3-wave move. Now the question is, have we started the move to the upside here? Looks like we have. That's a move back, and then looking for this one to start pushing to the upside after this corrective structure here with WXY. So this looks like we've started the move to the upside. Let's see how it goes here. Any continuation pattern here as far as ADA is concerned, we'll look to take it to the upside. Solana. So Solana, last week we were looking for this to break out of the 4-hour correction and see new highs. We are now breaking above this. We've consolidated around this area with an expanding flat, and now we're starting to move to the upside with an impulse. So Solana will see more highs here. That means for Solana, this was all the correction here. Let's show it clearly. This was all the correction here with 1, 2, 3, and we're starting to move to the upside. Remember, we simply wanted it to come and retest the previous highs, which we have now. done. This is when we were still here. We have now come to this level. We've now corrected at the previous highs. So Solana can only see new highs here because we're starting a move up here, and this looks like it's going to be a wave 3 here of this leg. But let's draw this one properly. So if you look at this structure, so look here. I want to see if this touches this previous one here. Because otherwise, we'll be looking for this one to be making 5 waves. But because this touches here, it does not look like it's going to be 5 waves. Let's look at the possibility for a leading diagonal here. Right, so if that is a leading diagonal, we're going to have this one as 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the last leg to the upside. We get a pull back and then upside. See how much this one will make sense. So if that is the case here, Solana will be starting with a move to the upside like that. So, and then as I've said, this would have been all the correction. We start with a leading diagonal and then we look for more upside there. So a pull back on Solana will just be completing the diagonal here. Okay, so the wave 4 does come into the territory of wave 2 as required for a diagonal to be valid. So we'll look for that to look for more upside from there. Okay, so let's run through the rest. Binance. So Binance eventually starting to play out. We looked for Binance to be correcting here and for us to see new highs there. Okay, so we are currently here. It's doing the same thing, spiking down, but we are bullish. We want to see that retest the previous highs at 710. That is Binance. Let's have a look at this on the daily. Let's have a look at what the daily stats is playing out as. So if you remember what we looked at here, we looked at this to be 1, 2, 3, and then we're looking for this one to have started the move to the upside already. So that is the move that has started the upside. So that's why when we were here consolidating, we said we want to see this start to break to the upside. So Binance could be breaking out of the previous highs and we'll see more upside after this corrective structure. Looks very interesting, Binance. We're looking at the structure that it has made. So especially if we break above 750, we should see new all-time highs on Binance. Shiba. So Shiba is still within the corrective structure. This corrective structure, we want to see the completion of this corrective structure as far as Shiba is concerned. So I'm going to look at this in the lower degree to see what structure we are building here as far as Shiba is concerned, because after this, we are going to see previous highs. Let's have a look here on the 4-hour to see that internal structure on Shiba, see what it is doing there. Right, so let's have a look. So if you look at this is a pulse move down. This is a corrective structure here. You see the green candle there. That is 1, 2, 3. And then we're looking for this one to be coming down here. But that structure is incomplete. We've got this one doing that, which may even come to around these levels. So essentially, we could have this one as a W, as a X, and as a Y. But provided that this will get a 4-hour candle closing above the upper boundary of the flag. Let's have a look and see how Shiba Inu plays out. So far, we still need more data on that. Not very clear so far. XLM, that is Lumen. So I actually bought Lumen at about 36,000 around this time when this happened here. When this happened here, I was expecting this one to make a push to the upside. But because I was buying long term, even when this happened, I was not even looking at that because I'm just adding to my portfolio. And whenever there's good opportunities to add more into the portfolio, I just do that and let it go. So this is where I entered, and you can see how far down it has gone after I put in some more. But we are now looking for more upside, and there's now made a very nice corrective structure here as follows. That is a nice zigzag. We're looking for this one to be starting a move up here, and this could be a wave 3 as well. Breaking above this, we're going to see more upside on Lumen. I'm going into detail onto this one because I've recently added this one onto my portfolio. And if you look at the bigger structure on this one, you'll see that we've got to move up here, we've got a corrective structure here, and we've got to move to the upside here. So breaking above this, after this corrective structure here, it's showing us more upside. For our setups, we look for more upside for it to go at least back to about 55 cents. That is Lumen. I'm not going to go through all the cryptocurrencies, but you can see they all look interesting and bullish. So let's go to the US dollar pairs. We've got the Fed meeting tonight. So let's see what the effect of that could be. Let's have a look at the euro. We have been looking, so this could be finally the move that we've been looking at. We could be finally looking for that reversal that we've always been looking at for the longest time. So we've got that corrective structure, which we looked for this to push to the upside. Didn't just simply made a corrective structure and made a move to the downside. As far as the 4 hours concerned, we are still bearish. So the least that can happen here is for this to complete the move to the downside. As long as this divergence holds, we can get this move to the downside here. Divergence holds, and then we start looking for upside. So during the meeting tonight, we can possibly see a spike up, spike down, and then a move to the upside. So we'll be looking for that correction after the news. So I prefer that you stay away from the market until everything stabilizes. And then after that, you start looking for setups to the upside, because that's where we're going to be looking for that reversal. Similarly, the DXY, we'll expect this one to make one more push to the upside. As long as the divergence holds, you can see we've got the divergence there. We can get this one pushing to the upside, but then we still look for this one to push to the downside. One more up, and then we look for this one to come to the downside while the euro starts a move to the upside. So I think essentially it's important to wait for the Fed minutes tonight before you get involved with the US dollar pairs. We have been looking for US dollar, rather pound US dollar to make a reversal. That move is still not invalidated. We can have this one pushing to the upside after the move to after the announcement tonight. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, so we still have around this level, so we can start pushing to the upside. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD is still making this corrective structure. We had this one from the blue box here, expecting it to drop, but as you can see, it looks like it's going to make a double here. 1, 2, 3. We can push back around these levels and continue to the downside like that. So that is a structure that we'll look at on US dollar CAD. Still that possibility there. Let's make it bigger so we can see. So with US dollar CAD, we had bought this one here, but it looks like it's going to make a double here, XY, as you can see. So we can have this one as a three-way structure like that. US dollar Chief has played out pretty well so far and is still bearish. So we're still expecting these to continue to the downside. Okay, so our trade setup from here all the way down here, playing out very well as far as US dollar Chief is concerned. Audi US dollar, could this be the start of the move to the upside? Looking at this one as an expanding flat. Let's see what we're going to get here tonight. So we wait for the news tonight. We'll expect this one to push to the upside if the news is against the US dollar. New Zealand US dollar also making an expanding flat, as you can see, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 3 waves down. So that's a clear WXY expanding flat. So let's see if this is going to be sustainable, and we look for setups to the upside. So let's have a look. You can see we've got a setup here on the wire 4 hour for more upside. Although this is still slightly below 50, we'll expect this one to push up higher. Looking at the daily on New Zealand, daily on New Zealand also setting up pretty nicely for more upside. So this looks bullish for tonight. The daily is resetting here. The RSI is about 50. So we can just possibly get this one to continue pushing to the upside. That is New Zealand US dollar. Let me go back to Audi US dollar as well. So Audi US dollar has already reset at the bottom, as you can see. As far as the stock is concerned, RSI is still about 50 on the daily. So with the news tonight, I'm expecting weakness in the US dollar and this one to make a move to the upside. Let me go back to pound as well. Pound is also resetted, although this RSI is slightly below 50. So I'm going to expect weakness in the US dollar after the announcement tonight. The US dollar CAD, we've already said this is a corrective structure. We're expecting weakness across board. US dollar Chief, we're expecting weakness across board as well. Okay, so Audi, the US dollar pairs, we're expecting them to push up higher against the US dollar. Right now, this is US dollar ZAR. Also, we are expected to start the reversal from current levels to make a structure like this before resumption of the move to the upside. That is US dollar ZAR. Looking at the yen pairs, let's have a look. So the yen pairs are still currently in this corrective structure. Will that hold? That's not invalidated as yet. Let's have a look at the 4-hour and look at the projected blue boxes. We just want to see if we're going to have a reversal at those levels. Let's switch this off here. So we don't do anything on the yen pairs yet. They are in the areas where we wanted them to, but we're not seeing the signs of reversal as expected. We are in the blue box. We want to see a reversal in those areas. US dollar yen. US dollar yen still has the potential to move a little bit lower with this structure. It has not changed since yesterday. That's where we still were yesterday. This is where we're looking for to go into as far as the US dollar yen is concerned. Euro yen. Euro yen also making a push lower correctively though. As you can see, that is a corrective structure. That is a corrective structure. We just want to see when this completes to the downside. So this could be the structure here, looking for the euro to come down here, and we look for a move to the upside. Chief yen. So chief yen, since breaking out of this corrective structure, here, we've gone and made an impulse, we made a corrective structure, we've made a move to the upside. With this a pullback, we'll expect this to continue to the upside. Audi yen, just like Audi US dollar, we are looking at this to be a three-way structure. Come down here, we can push slightly lower and we push to the upside. That could come with a spike down and then a move to the upside with the news tonight. It's going to be interesting how that plays out. New Zealand, as you have seen, New Zealand also has made an expanding flag. This is making what looks like a zigzag with a ABC WXY structure as well. So three waves down here. So we're looking for this one to be reversing here. This is the move to the upside. Let's see how that plays out on New Zealand. CAD yen. So CAD yen could come around here and we push to the upside. Then we'll look for this one to have made the three waves as follows. Then we'll look for more upside there. Gold, with the US dollar pushing to the upside, gold has just been sideways currently. Even with this structure here on gold, we've never made a move to the upside. So we're looking for this one to push to the upside. We're coming back. This is a little bit too deep for gold to continue to push to the upside. We can even get a structure like this on gold that's going to take this to the downside. Okay, so gold is not looking bullish at this stage. Although the 4 hours correcting, we can have gold doing that, which would have been a move down here. We can even retrace the previous highs. We come back for one down here. If we do, or if we make a structure like this, only then can we start looking for a blue box area around these levels on gold. Silver. 1, 2, 3 there. So we can have this one starting to push to the upside. Let's see how far this is going to go. If you look at the 4 hour here, we are resetting here at the bottom, but we're still slightly below 50 there. So we want to see the RSI above 50 for us to confirm that we're going to have another leg up higher on silver. Platinum, we had a setup to buy this one from the blue box, which has rallied from here. This is on the 4 hour, which has rallied from here. And we're now looking for this to continue to the upside. And again, just like gold, we've got this coming down in 3. We can have this one coming up in 3. It needs to break above this or make one more down before we push to the upside for us to confirm that upside. Brent crude. We are making a corrective structure here with the 1, 2, 3. So blue box area will look to buy oil again for more upside. So far, this is a setup for downside here on the 4 hour. It's showing us more downside here. Pound Audi hit the target and made a pullback. So this is a move to the upside. Are we just going to get a pullback and continue to the upside? Or is pound Audi going to make a continuation to the downside? For us to confirm upside, we need to get a setup at least here. Otherwise, this can still make a move back to the downside. And the move that retests the lows here like this, even if that comes in 3 waves, that will mean that we're going to see more downside, because even if we do make a bounce, it'll just be making a bounce to complete the structure, and we'll see more downside. Pound New Zealand also still bearish. Look at this here. Look at this here. Even though this is impulsive, we're expecting pound to continue lower. Pound CAD, never anything more than bearish here. 1, 2. We're looking for this to push to the upside, but what we're seeing here is that we've got to move up, we've got to move back here. So this can even retest the levels here for a complete structure, and we look for downside. This, however, on the RSI, we can see that we're still below 50. We're sitting at the top. So we may not get this pullback here. We can just drop from current levels. Pound Chief playing out as it should. Nothing new. The bearish move to the downside. There's nothing to discuss there. With the pullback, we said it's going to continue to the downside while it was making a corrective structure. We still expected downside. So there's nothing more to talk about here. 1 hour correction is still looking bearish. RSI well below 50. So it's all indications of a bearish move on Pound Chief rather. Okay, so Euro Pound, let's have a look at this on the daily. So Euro Pound starting to make a move to the upside. Could it be that we've got a move like this? Let's have a look here. There's a possibility for this move here. If we're going to start making a bounce back to around these levels. Any continuation pattern here, we look to take it, and on the daily, you can see we're starting to trade above 50. If we break out of this, then that means we're going to see that structure here on the Euro Pound. Not enough data so far, so we're just going to stay away from that one for now. Again, another one with a pullback, that is Euro Audi. We've made an impulsive move to the upside. Continuation pattern here, we look for this one to continue up higher. We are bearish on the daily. We have reset it, so it is not likely that this will push to the upside. Let's go look at this on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we may be getting a corrective structure like this before any upside. Euro New Zealand, expanding flat. So still bearish, just like Pound New Zealand. Euro CAD, same, still bearish. We didn't quite break all the way down after this. We are now making what looks like a double correction here, with this being 1, 2. We look for this one to come back up here and then downside. That would be a decent corrective structure for that one to continue the drop. Euro Chief, just like Pound Chief, is bearish. Nothing to discuss as far as Euro Chief and Pound Chief is concerned. So we're looking for this to continue to the downside. Pull back here, still looking for more downside. Look at this here, look at this here. Clearly bearish, no move to the upside there. Audi, New Zealand, nothing new there. The three-wave structure is playing out. 1, 2, we're looking for this to continue lower. Audi CAD. So Audi CAD has now played out the corrective structure here after the 5 waves. So we're looking for this one to push higher. So like I said, the structure here is this. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 internally. So you've got the purple showing us 1, 2, 3, 4. We've been looking for this for a while now. So we just want to see this confirm more upside. Audi Chief. So Audi Chief, interestingly, just because of the Chief in it, you can see what's happening with the power, with the pairs that have got the Chief in them. They are all bearish, so we can get a pullback and continuation to the downside. After making this three-way structure, we'll expect this to continue lower. New Zealand CAD. Is the correction over? Are we ready for another leg up higher? It seems so. On the 4 hour, we'll look for this to break out of the structure here. But which structure is that making the? It seems we have made a regular flat correction like that, and we're starting a move to the upside. Any 1 hour correction here, look to take it up higher. New Zealand Chief, bearish because of the chief, continuation to the downside. Kite Chief, again, because of the chief, bearish, more downside. Those are the Forex pairs and the commodities. Is there any analysis we can really do on the indices? Nothing really. We are looking at these 5 waves on the S&P 500, new all-time highs, possibilities of a 470, 472 there with these 5 waves before we get a pullback at least. Dow Jones Industrial, you can see all new highs, looking for more upside. Transportation, it's even reverse, spiking to the upside. So let's just watch this from upside. There are no new trades that you can really take here. It's all parabolic moves to the upside. It's indicated. So the Nasdaq, we've made a clear three-way structure and a push to the upside. And you will see that the push to the upside on the Nasdaq is also coming with what looks like 5 waves as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look for more upside. It's all parabolic moves to the upside. So no new analysis there. This will eventually give us, as much as this is not going to drop immediately, there's clear divergence, as we've indicated yesterday, that we can have this one coming back down here. So look here. So we are bullish as far as the RSI is concerned. We're about 50. So we can still see one more up here before the reversal. That is the UK 100, the DAX, similarly also pushing to the upside. We just want to see it also take the all-time highs here around 16,100. So that's where we are. We want to see more upside. Nikkei. So Nikkei looks to have completed this structure. So we're not going to expect any more downside here for the second alternative. We're just going to look at this one to have done a structure like this. Look for more upside. And lastly, the Nifty. Pulling back in 3. It's a 3-wave pullback on the Nifty. Looking for this to push to the upside. Either we push to the upside after that move, or we just come and retest this level. One more down and then upside. I anticipate both possibilities if you're tracking the Nifty. And that's all for today, guys. Don't forget LTA in an hour and 15 minutes from now. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye. Gerald wants me to check and verify. What do you want me to check and verify?